All right, we're live, Andrea.
Hi, Sam.
Happy. Hi, Andrea. Does everyone know Andrea Bieber? She's amazing.
Hi.
Um, you should definitely, if you're not already, be following her on Instagram and TikTok and all the places. You are just so full of all of the amazing creative ideas. So I'm so happy to welcome you today to Sam's Bead Shop for the very first time.
Yay, I'm so excited to be here.
The story is kind of wild because we had started connecting, I don't know, a couple months ago, or like we were talking because I sent Andrea a March box that she's been playing with. And then you guys know I went up to Portland not that long ago, like a few weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And I had to spare a couple hours one morning. And so I was like, oh, I'll go check out the Gem Show, which is not actually in Portland Central. It was like outside of Portland.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hillsborough. Hmm.
I took my Uber on over there. And then I think I started doing some shopping. And within 15 minutes, and I get a little tap on the shoulder. And Andrew's like, are you Sam?
So weird. I turned around and I was like, oh my God, is that Sam? I think that's what. No way. Like, what a small world. I just happened to get there at the same time you were. And to run into you, I was like, that's totally a cool universe thing. Cause I thought that's too weird. Cause I just happened to go, I'll go on Sunday. And then there you go.
It was so perfect. Like we had just been talking that week about like, oh, we have to like figure
Yeah.
something out together. And then once it happened, we're like, okay, we're getting something on the books.
I was
So
totally fangirly too. I was like, I can't believe it's Sam in person. This is so cool.
people witnessing it out because I was like, oh my God, it's Andrea Bieber. Like, I love her. I love her Instagram. My goodness. So we were having a moment, and now we finally get to be together today.
Yay.
Andrew has come up with a couple designs to show on today's stream. We're using the March box. We originally had this stream scheduled before, like the April box even came out, but then I got a little sicky. But now we're back in action, so I figured it still is perfectly lovely to work with the March box. I think lots of folks still have beads left over from the March
Yeah.
box.
I mean, she didn't even open hers yet. So some people have still get to have a chance to use theirs. So hopefully
And what's
they
cool
can,
about, go ahead.
hopefully everybody can use their March box today if they haven't already.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is just your little kick in the rear end to open your March box.
Who are rules?
And I think what's cool about how Andrew designs is both of the designs today are super adaptable. So you could translate them into, say, a design with the April box or any beads from Sam's Bead Shop.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because we're doing a multi-strand bracelet and some earrings that it's gonna blow your minds. It's like a new head pin option. And a design element. Like Andrew had has the coolest component to share with us today, and I really want to know how to make it. I've been like staring at him, like, how does she do it? How does she do it?
Hopefully it's easy for everybody to get first time.
I'm
So
very excited. Should we jump in? Do you have anything you want to tell us? What are the main things we should know about Andrea Bieber?
um I
You're up in Oregon.
yeah, I love to bead. I've been published in some magazines. I've co-written some books. I love to share the love of beading with others and tutorials or answering questions or just if there's anything that I know I can pass on to somebody else so everybody
Mhm.
can like learn together. I think that's really important. And also makes people feel good when they can create something on their own that
Yeah,
they enjoy. And it's just like sharing the bead love with others. I really like doing that. And other than that, not much.
now I know why we mesh. So I'm excited. Folks, shall we jump into today's class? I hope it's so nice to get to do class on Mondays because I hope it gets everyone just kind of a little excitement. I think it's sometimes hard to, I don't know, especially if you have starting your work week today, like give you something to be excited. Like for some folks on the East Coast, like they just finished their work day. Now you could sit
Yeah.
down and make something and hopefully have like a lovely evening.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to flip my camera over. I apologize. I'll be right back while I press buttons.
Give Andrew just a second here.
Oh, shoot, wrong button. Okay, back camera. Okay.
Look at your beautiful garden. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I know. I have some beautiful pink hydrangeas out there. If you can tell, they're my favorite flower. I love hydrangeas, but we've had
Wow.
really bad weather lately, so hopefully it'll get better later. Okay. Sorry, I'm clunky at this, y'all.
I think you actually nailed it.
Okay. I'm not sure how much. Okay, there. Now my window's bigger. I'm like, I don't know how much room I have to work with here. Can you guys see okay?
Yeah, it should be pretty clear.
Okay.
So what are we making today, Andrea?
Okay, so for starters, we're going to start off with some earrings. This is what they look like finished. I used some beads from the March bead box, and we're going to learn how to wire wrap these connectors.
These are the connectors that I am. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on, we got to talk about these connectors for a second. They're too amazing just to skip out that quickly. So when Andrea first showed me them, I like when she first showed them, they didn't have the dangle on them, so they kind of looked like a head pin,
Oh, yeah, let me
like a
grab that.
fancy head pin. And I'm always on the search for more head pin options. And I loved how decorative this one was, because you said you could even like adapt the size of those loops.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If we're going to use this mandrel today, so it has different sizes on it, which is nice. So if you want to, I've made these with smaller ones and with larger ones. So this will work with whatever size copper wire that you want. I would probably stay in the middle to smaller range because of the loop design. You need to have a stiffer wire, and I'm guessing if it's smaller, it might hold its shape a little bit better. But I suppose you could experiment with all the way up to the larger size and just see how it goes.
I think so. You could always experiment with different gauges of wire, different amounts of work hardening.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm using 20 gauge half hard raw copper wire. I prefer raw because I like to patina my wire for an antique look. Um, and so for this guy, I'm going to start off here in the middle. These aren't numbered, so I'm going to pick the center here. And you want to pre-cut. I should start off with this. How many ever inches? You want the stem about 4 inches long, and I like to have more wire than less. So if I mess up, it's fine. I have a little extra to work with.
I'm the same way.
Extra for the coiling portion. So I have probably 8 inches of wire here. And when I first cut it, it's coiled. So you'll want to use your nylon pliers to kind of smooth it out nice and straight. And I'm going to start with a longer section over here. This is going to be the head pin part. So I just bend it a little bit to help me keep on track. And then I'm going to pick which loop I want here. And again, I'm going to go in the middle, and you just kind of wrap your wire around it using your fingers, and you want to bend it around and have it meet in the center. I'm so nervous right now. I'm sorry if I'm screwing up.
Oh my gosh, we're just listening intently here. We're so fascinated how this comes together.
And I'm going to grab chain nose pliers, and I'm going to do a bend, because this is going to be, and again, you can make this longer or shorter depending on how many beads you want to add. This is going to be like the stem part. And I do that while it's sitting here because it helps it keep its shape while you're doing it. And then you just take it off. Whoops. And you want to roll it around. That way you can wire wrap this part and leave this part straight the way it is. So we're not going to bump that part. And so
next we're adding the small loop to it.
Yes. And so next I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and I want the smaller circle to be flush and direct underneath the stem as much as possible. That way they go straight down. So I'm going to hold my round nose pliers at the base here and just coil my wire around the round nose pliers here. I should have warmed up this so much easier the other day. And your loop's gonna be sideways. That's all right. Because you're gonna take your pliers and you're gonna bend it down. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I'm screwing up.
You're good. What's nice is we get to do this as many times as we want.
Yes, I might need to do it over again. Like, let's go. Okay, so
You're saying it's easier if you warm the wire first?
no, it's all right either way. It bends okay. It's just not screwing it up when you're doing a live demonstration because you're nervous. So anyways,
you should see the things I've done live. It's wild.
so you want to take your round nose pliers and you'll kind of curve it down straight. So it will be centered underneath the stem. See, we're getting there.
Yeah,
And
will you give us a little close up just to kind of see where you're at right now?
yeah, absolutely. I want to get this down a little bit more.
It's nice that you are able to adjust the loop a bit.
Yeah. And you don't want to over rotate it too much because it will change the size of your loop and you want them to match because they're earrings.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, you take your chain nose pliers and you rotate your loop around so that way it's straight underneath your stem. And then I take my chain nose pliers and I flatten it so that way it's not, because it wants to bounce out from the frame. And then you want them to meet up, and then you just coil around with your wire a few times. And
yeah, adding that loop is that special touch here. So definitely curious to see you do it a couple more times if you're willing, just to kind of get a sense of.
No problem.
Because obviously, like, you want to get it to look all nice. So like, how does one get there?
Yeah. Now, if it does lose its shape a little bit, like mine just did, you can put it back on here and find a different size and kind of help reform the circle back.
Or just kind of use the roundness of a different size.
Yeah. And the other thing you can do too is if you want to hammer it for different textures, you can just go over the top with your hammer. I'm not going to do it because it's going to be loud, but you can hammer over the whole thing and it will give it a nice little hammer texture. And it will also set it up so it's a little bit harder to use as well.
In a good way, the good type of hard.
Okay, so we're going to do it again. So, all right. So
all right, walk us through it again. It's helpful to see something exactly again.
Yeah. I have a marked here from previous. Okay, so again, you just
number 6. I'm trying to count it from the top. Is that number 6?
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notches down.
Cool.
And this is this size.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So again, you just like kind of go. You can just take your wire in the middle, roll it around, pick a side, nice straight stem on there, and then pull it off. See, if you do it a few times, it gets a lot easier. If your wire has bumps, you can just smooth it out here with some nylon pliers. And I'm going to rotate it around and use these guys. And again, just put it directly under the stem and take the wire and roll it around my round nose pliers. And then rotate it like this. See, that was a lot easier than the first one. Look how beautiful that is.
And you told me like the more times you just do this over and over, it starts to click in.
Yeah, it's a lot smoother. Yeah. And then you might just have to rotate it over a little bit. That's all right. And then I use my chain nose pliers to kind of press everything into place because it's going to want to bounce out a little bit. And then you can just hold it and just roll it around, or you can use these two if you want, and go around. And as you go too, sometimes you might have to kind of like pinch it into place as you're coiling around. You might have to bring this part down so it's nice and straight, and then cut off excess wire and pinch close.
It was looking like you almost rotate when you were rotating the wire around the round nose pliers.
Mm-hmm.
You almost go around both sides of the pliers, or could you kind of show us, like, if we do it one more time, kind of show us?
I only go over one. If you go over both, it makes a large triangle kind of shape. So, so yeah, again, we're gonna go through here.
And
Yeah.
then
So,
after that, the step of when you kind of turn the whole loop to get it centered, if you could show that close up, just so we get a sense. I think that's one key step for folks.
yeah. So, when you're doing this, let me get a grip on there. I just go around one loop and stop. And then that's why I bend it down this way. Because if you go over two, here, I'll just show you really quick.
Gotcha. I think it was the angle that we saw it before. It almost looked like you were wrapping around both, but I think we just hadn't seen it, the angle.
More of an arch, and then it's going to make too large of a loop and stuff like
Okay.
that. So when you're going around it, you just want to go around the one like midway like this, and then stop, and then just kind of rotate it over so it straightens out like that.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you for that. It's super helpful to see those small details really pay off so much when trying to put together these sorts of wire work components.
Oh yeah. Okay. So if everyone's okay with it, I'm going to do it one more time. So, because it can be a little tricky. Okay. So we're going to go around our mandrel. By the way, this is a Beadalon brand mandrel. Works fantastic.
Yeah, we have those in the shop. They come in a pack with 4 different shapes, and the round one's obviously, I think, the most popular, but it's a great pack for like $9.
Yeah, they have oval, square, and a triangle. The triangle is a little difficult to use, honestly, but
I've heard that about the triangle. I have used it a little bit, but yeah, it definitely presents its own challenges.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try a different way. So if we go this way, you want to take your wire and go over like this, and then I stop, basically. If you go around, it's going to make too large of a loop.
Yeah.
So we just want to do like the round. And that's like totally distorted it. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, you're off the camera just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to flip.
So you did this one upside down.
Yeah. I'm trying to show it to the camera. I'm like, oh, it's upside down. That's all right. We're gonna just flip it around with our pliers. We're gonna make it work. That's the nice thing about wire, is you can bend stuff around to make it do what you want it to do, for the most part.
Wow. That was a good angle, though. I mean, we could do it one more time so we could see the steps that you like more than the upside down one from that angle. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I keep asking, but like, it's such a cool technique.
It's so important, because it's hard to tell. So when I was teaching myself how to do this, I was thinking the same thing. How do I make that small loop around a round nose plier without getting both of them on there? So there we go. Okay, so whoops. And I love nylon nose pliers. You cannot go wrong with those. They're good for everything. So again, from my view, I'm going down, if this wants to cooperate, down and around like this. So we just go around the bottom, and then I stop before it starts to curve up over this one.
Gotcha. And you kind of turn the pliers a little bit, I saw at the end, to get it centered.
Yeah. And then I just pull them out and take it and turn it like this. And then they'll match up like this.
Nice.
And then you can just, again, coil your wire around. And here we go. Yay. I just really need everything to cooperate every single time here. Okay.
It looks great.
We're having a good time, everybody. And there you go. Look at how beautiful that turns out, though.
It's really
It's
pretty.
fantastic. And then you can use this bead from the March bead box and put it on there, and bam, you have a cool pair of earrings.
Oh, that's great.
And they can put a dangle on the end.
Yeah, would you take us through? Do you want to take us through to the end of an earring?
Sure. Here, I'm gonna lay these out while I'm doing that really quick.
It's fun to see you in action.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that component has a lot of possibilities. Like, I feel like you could involve those maybe in the necklace even.
Oh yeah, you could do, especially if you did it as a larger portion. Let's say you use one of the bottom ones, you could turn it as a pendant and do multiple dangles for a charm necklace.
Cool. I wonder if you could turn it into almost like a chain, like you could kind of link them together.
That would be fun. Yeah, actually, you could do this part and then stop and then just have the. I've actually seen something like that before.
Yeah,
So
we did the closest we've done in the shop was Rachel Malice did a class where we did the loop with a bead on top and then hooked that onto the next loop with a bead on top. So like this is just a little decorated version because it has the extra bonus loop.
you could do a loop right here, like have this and then have a loop and then make a
And hook it onto the next one. Yeah.
It'd be a necklace going around. Pretend those aren't.
100%.
Yeah. Or you could just do it this way. Yeah, that's a really good idea. See, the possibilities are endless with the March bead box.
There are a lot of beads in the March box. I'm glad we're still using it because we just unveiled the April one on Friday.
Ooh, see, what's in the April one? Because I haven't seen it yet.
So we did a Alice in Wonderland theme.
Oh, fun!
It came out really fun. We did it as a collaborative box with Rachel Malice, who is a big Alice in Wonderland lover, and so we got to work. We picked all the beads together and just released it. And I think it's a really cool box.
That sounds like so much fun. I like
I should mention that like the fun announcement I do have for today is that since it's now that the April box is done, like, has been shipped out, you can now sign up for the May box. So this is the first time we've opened up like a good number of slots in many months. So if you've been thinking about signing up, now is a great chance. We opened like a few dozen new slots for this month. So we would love for you to come join the Sam's Bead Box family, folks, and you can even get $5 off your first box. Didn't I make you a code, Andrea? I want to say I think it's code Andrea, folks, for $5 off your first box.
Heck yeah, that is a good deal. And you get a lot of beads in the box too. Can I just show you? Here's my box. This is a big box and it's full of beads. And it comes with this wonderful instruction sheet on the top listing everything that comes in the box. It's a fantastic value.
And that was your first Sam's Bead Box, right?
That was. I was really surprised when I got it. I thought, wow, this is really nice.
I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah, I was thrilled. There's so many things you can do with there. There's findings, there's Chuck glass, there's gemstones. It's a wonderful mixture. So if you have you can mix up whatever projects you want. Nice variety.
Yeah, we definitely try to make it so that you can. We're trying to make it as easy as possible to design from the box. We just wanted to kind of cut out that extra step of having to really dig through all your beads and assemble palettes that you really like. Just by here's one place, kind of focus on this one box, this one palette to put together your designs. I think just kind of sometimes can help you get past that initial creative block and kind of get you to step out of your comfort zone, because we're going to send you a very distinct theme every single month.
Oh, that's nice.
So there's going to be themes that are not maybe the typical color combinations that you do. And folks, eventually, sometimes folks will get those boxes, they'll sit on it for a few days, maybe a couple weeks, but then they'll eventually start working with the box. And they actually end up liking stepping out of their comfort zone with some new color ideas. So we're just here to bring all the color and all the good, fun goodies to get you excited to start beading. Jesse just dropped the code Andrea. Make sure you spell Andrea's name.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get $5 off your first box at samsbeadbox.com.
So there are two different ways you can wire wrap. You can also wire wrap if you want just with the loop and attach with the jump ring, or you can wire wrap directly onto the loop that you formed and add your bottom charm.
You're also team wire wrap loop. Yes.
If I'm not being lazy, yes. Other times I'm like, I'm sorry, there's my cat.
What? Hello.
Down, kitty. No. Okay. That is my girl cat Luna, and she's all about she's here.
We love pet visitors on Sam's Bead Shop classes.
She'll just lay down in the middle of what I'm doing and hi.
Is she sitting with you now?
Yeah, can you tell?
She has to come supervise, okay?
She's sitting on the light too, which turns it off. Okay, that's great. You gotta move. Oh, that's funny.
Amazing.
I'm sorry about that. She's like,
oh, don't apologize. That is too cute.
She's just taking the whole table over.
Cindy said helping with beading is in the kitty handbook.
Absolutely. There are sometimes I'll be in the middle of I'll have my pliers and everything out. She'll just lay down on the whole pile and, okay, you can give me pets now.
She's like, you're touching those beads for too long, Mom.
Yep. Okay, so we have two tangles down here. And I'm going to use some of your pre-night beads. These are really nice quality stone beads. They're beautiful. This was a wonderful box.
I love that you're coming up with a new combination for the earrings on the fly.
Oh, yeah. Is that it? Maybe she wants to be a beater, and so she's going to take everything over, I guess.
Maybe she was a beater in her last life.
Yeah. I love that.
She's like, Mom, I was a pro jewelry designer, so move out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm going to use one of these guys. So you have these wonderful small faceted. I think this looks like it's about a 4 millimeter.
Yeah, that's our baby English cut.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I love it. It has two different colors on there, like a translucent and copper. It's wonderful. It brings a lot of colors out.
You're another copper lover, aren't you?
I am. I love copper. I think it's a great neutral color. I mean, bronze is too, but I think copper is a little bit warm. It brings out all kinds of colors within beads. I love copper. And so I'm going to add one of those and then just wire wrap the top. Trying to be slow. I've been told I wire wrap kind of fast. So
yeah, I've never seen someone wire up a loop that quickly. Can you teach? You have to show us how you feel like you did that in one less swoop than most people do.
Oh, really? But yeah, I can do it. I taught myself how to wire wrap. Like I wire wrap top drill beads weird too, but it works. It's great. It's kind of like a bicone wrap, but it's fun. It's a little bit easier. I did a tutorial on that. It's on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram.
Cool.
It's a simpler way of doing it, but
oh, that's the moment. Go subscribe to Andria's YouTube channel, please. Go support her.
Oh, that'd be cool. Thanks. Yeah, I have a few videos on there. I need to add some more. Okay, so for this one, I just do because now I know everyone's watching was screwed up. I do an arch, like the 45-degree angle one, and then rotate my roundnose pliers over, so also at an angle.
Okay.
And then go up and over. So you have.
Oh wow.
You have your loop. I need to get it closer to the stone though. I need to do that over again. Okay. The minute I know people are watching, I'm all like,
So you basically start at an angle so you don't have to adjust, because I adjust my pliers when I do my wire wrap loops. I hold them and then I wrap the wire and then I rotate the pliers 90 degrees. I finish the wrap.
Oh. You have to show me how you do that.
I think I just do more of the, your basic wrap loop, but you do it because you do it at the angle. You don't have, the pliers don't get in the way of themselves. That's why I adjust the pliers.
Yeah, okay, so, like, pretend they're this way, I just basically go like this, and then I rotate them up, so that way they're kind of at an angle, um, and then I go back and over like this, and then there you go.
That's so efficient. That's very satisfying.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing it like that for a long time. And then, you
Now I
know,
feel bad that you did that on one of your beautiful components.
oh, it's fine. Oh, it's no big deal. That's the nice thing about copper wire is it's more affordable than sterling silver, for example, when you're wire wrapping stuff. Yeah, like there's a little fun pair of earrings, and it doesn't take very long to make them. And you could make a whole bunch with all of the amazing beads that are in this box. Like there are so many beads in this box.
I know you made that multi-strand bracelet, then you still have all those beads.
Yes, we should talk about how epic this multi-strand bracelet is. So I my idea was only using beads from the box, and except for clasp. This is a tiara cast
Well,
hammered clasp.
you picked one of the best tiara cast toggles. We carry that in the shop. It's one of my favorites.
That's wonderful. I love tiara cast. They are a great brand. I've used them for over 10 years. They are fabulous. They last forever. They don't tarnish. I cannot say enough how much I love their brand of charms and findings. It's fantastic. And so for this guy, I used a mixture of the pre-night stones that came in the box and added some copper spacer beads, and then just mixed in the different beads from your box. So you have a blend of check glass with the gemstones. And then I kind of have a different pattern on each one. Now I typed out the directions on how to make this and posted them in your Facebook group. If somebody wants to copy it, there I did each row with directions on there. And I start by using a wire guard and a crimp cover. Wire guards are great for guarding your wire, haha, if you're using a jump ring connector from fraying or from coming off in between the jump ring. I found through trial and error, wire will sometimes slip in between there and then the bracelet is broken. So it's better to use a wire guard. And plus it helps it move on the ring without fraying the wire. So yeah, so like each row I did a different pattern, and then there we go.
Would you be able to untoggle
Oh
the
yeah.
bracelet so we kind of see the patterns laid out?
Yeah, here we go. That's a good suggestion.
Yeah, I figure if folks want to if we put it down just a little bit, then folks can take a screenshot
Okay.
if you want to kind of get a sense of how Andrea, because I like you clearly have done it intentionally that the beads end up laying in a nice pattern.
Yeah, I'm all about balance too. Like if you don't want to have like everything kind of needs to match with size and balance and proportion, and then singly as well as all the way together. So I have, each bead on purpose in a way that they'll coordinate together, but it's also not too lumpy on one strand or another one. They all kind of flow together.
Yeah, I love that you put the petals on one strand. I don't think I would have quite thought of that, but it adds the perfect little accent it makes that strand stand out so perfectly.
Yeah, and with your colors, they all kind of bounce off of each other. So like this strand has more copper than these ones. This one has a smaller amount, but you have detail of copper in the beads. So this kind of draws out the beads from the outside strands. And this one is some more like heavy on the copper, and these ones are more like a smaller detail of copper, I guess.
That's great. It's so fun to see when the box actually comes together, and like it takes on such new life when you actually get to see it in a wearable piece of jewelry.
Yeah, and it's
So
also
special.
big or too heavy. It's comfortable. It's not too chunky. If you're just looking for something that's a fun multi-strand that's not like too heavy or anything, it just lays really well on the wrist too. It's not uncomfortable.
And you said the petals act as dangles without being dangles. I think that's exact. It's so because it's at that top row bead, absolutely.
Yeah. Now you could wire wrap the top. I've done this before as a briolay and then add it to the end as a dangle charm too on the wrist.
Yeah, absolutely. Extra dangly action.
Yeah.
Jean said, are they all attached by a single jump ring?
Yes. So when I do multi-strands, if it's really thick beads, I'll use a larger jump ring, like 5 millimeter. But usually I use this size. This is like a 3.5 millimeter, 4 millimeter, I think. And so I have one jump ring with all 3 strands, and then I'll use a second one to attach the clasp. I do that on purpose because if you have this one with the strands directly to the clasp, it's not going to sit as well on your wrist and it will not lay flat because you want these to lay flat out like this. And if you just use the one, it will be sideways and there'll be 2 jump together. So I do a jump ring for all 3 and then one more to the clasp. And that also leaves extra room for comfortability. And then if you wanted to add charms, you could down here, or you could add them down on this end. But usually I find when I clasp, it's hard if I have charms down here. So I usually use any attachable charms down by the toggle round part.
I think it came out, yeah, it really is nicely thought out. And I also love that you really embrace the theme of the box. Like, that's some of my favorite designs when you really like, some folks will, and it's totally, there's nothing wrong with it, but some folks will take the box and separate it into different palettes.
Yeah.
Like they'll take all the, like, say if it's a purple box, like all the purples and just use the purples together.
Yeah.
Which is, I love. And I also like when someone can really take the theme, like you have all the key components of the theme. You took the copper, which is like the initial idea of the box, going into like the browns, which is the idea of the antique copper. And then you even pulled in the minty greens, which we added to be like the verdigris patina copper. So I really feel like you nailed the theme there.
Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, this box also has these amazing fire polish beads. I cannot wait to use these.
Yeah, so we have a few minutes left. I was going to challenge us to try, maybe do a little design on the fly if you're up for it.
Heck yeah.
So I actually have my camera here also. So we have exactly 20 minutes. I thought we might set a little timer and see what we can come up with.
Uh-oh.
We can even do a 15-minute one.
Okay.
But this is a fun challenge to do, folks. If you just like are having trouble getting started, how about even like a 10-minute? Like start with like a simple pair of earrings, 10 minutes, and get yourself moving again. And then in no time, you're going to probably be making a 27-strand necklace because you're just so inspired.
Absolutely. You know, if I'm in like a funk, sometimes you can just pick up something and say, I'm just going to make anything right now just to get my creativity going. And then if you don't like it, you can take it apart and reuse the bead for something else. But it kind of helps get your mind going sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I have a few goodies from Marchbox. What beads are you eyeing over there?
I don't know. I'm digging through to see what I have available. I love these beads. Are these called lentil? They are. I love these lentils, and it's funny. I love them so much. I don't want to use them for anything. I'm saving them for they're like my favorite, so I don't want to part with them. Favorite bead that you're just like, I'm gonna leave that over there for later.
Andrea, to the extent that I now own a bead store.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it because I would never want to leave work. I would like have a bathtub full of beads and just enjoy myself and be like, I'm bathing in beads. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. I got my book and my glass of wine and my beads.
I'm sitting here trying to just start by detangling my memory. I don't know what I did.
Uh-oh.
All I need is a couple loops.
I was like, are we talking about tangled wire? Because I'm really bad at tangled wire. I try so hard to keep it organized, and it's all about for 5 seconds, and then it's ruined again. Okay. I don't know. These are fun. We have some bicones, some 8 millimeter bicones.
Oh, I love the green luster bicones.
Yeah, these are amazing.
I was joking with Andrew before we started that I was assembling all my tools and realized I now have both of my main sets of tools at the office. And so I assembled everything I still do have. And if you look, there's no round nose here anymore.
Oh no.
So that's why I grab everywhere. I was like, I could get pretty far without round nose pliers. Like I can do well enough without round nose. You know, have you ever see those like Netflix challenges or like even YouTube challenges where like they'll take away, like it'd be like they'll like be decorating cakes when like they'll take away a certain tool.
And they want you to MacGyver it, basically.
Yeah, they're like, alrighty, you're gonna ice a cake, but like you can't use blah 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 blah, and like they just make it as hard as possible.
No, I have not. That would be crazy though. Make a cake without flour. Go. Using an egg and oil and a toothpick, I made.
It's like I did my best, but like often like they pull something off, but it's hysterical. Usually it's done jokingly, so that's why I feel a little bit of that today. I'm like, this is so silly. Probably own like 3 or 4 pairs of round nose at this point.
You got to keep one in your pocket all the time. So if you go home, you're like, oh, okay, I got my backup pair at home just in case.
And I don't know why at this point, I think I've brought all my backups to the office because I get worried I don't have the right tools at the office. And now I think all my favorite tools are there.
Oh, that would be one of my, that would be like one of the worst things ever, like a nightmare in the middle of the night. You're like, no, all my tools are gone.
Literally talk about a beater's nightmare. What would you do without your tools?
Stranded on a desert with a strand of beads, but nothing to make them with.
Hey, but with a beater, if there's a will, there's a way. You don't need you'll just start knotting. You'll do something that doesn't need a tool.
Yeah, you could probably like strip some bark off of a tree, let it dry. I mean, turn it into leather or something. I don't know. Sorry,
no matter what, I will be wearing my beads. Thank you very much.
Okay, are we gonna sit there? I'm working here.
I'm working here too. I'm doing my best.
You can't sit right where I'm moving my stuff. What are we?
Oh, you're talking to the cat.
Oh, sorry. She just came back. I'll move her in a minute.
The cat came back.
She wants to be a part of this. She's like, Sam, will you be my best friend?
Cats don't usually like me that much because I don't. They somehow know that I am a little partial to dogs.
Oh, I love dogs.
So because I pick up a cat and they kind of get that I like haven't held enough cats, so they're like, I am uncomfortable. I'm leaving, or I want my personal space back. Thank you.
Aw. Okay, I gotta scoot you over here, girlfriend. Oh, there she goes. She's like, oh, I see something cool in the window. Oh,
when did those flowers bloom?
Our flowers are not blooming right now because P&W has had no spring. We've had winter for like 6 months. Hopefully someday we'll have spring again. But
when I was in Portland, there was a day of snow.
Yeah, we had some sunshine a couple days ago for the first time in 175 days. I bought those from Costco for $19. It was a great deal. Huge, beautiful hydrangea.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. If you guys have a Costco in your area.
Oh, I love Costco. That is a very dangerous store for me.
Okay. Oh, my son just got home from school.
If you need to hop off, all good.
Oh, no. He'll just walk in the door and be like, hey, Mom, what's going on? You're doing your live? Oh, sorry.
Does he always come say hi when he gets home?
Yes, he is good like that. He's awesome.
How old's your son?
He is 17.
Almost. Is he about to graduate?
He is. Hey, how's it going, hun? He is going to be a senior next year, but this year he's in college and high school.
Fancy.
Yeah, he's doing both because he's super smart like that.
Good for him.
Could I have done it? No.
Let's see. I need more beads from this box. Let's see what I got nearby.
I just love wire wrapping. There is something therapeutic about it.
Yeah, will you show us a little close up of what you're working on there?
Oh, sure. So I'm going to wire wrap some of these guys on that pin. Oh, sorry. My camera's way down. Can you all see that okay?
Let's see. It's not focusing there. I don't know why. There. Oh, there. It's trying now. Oh, it's because the earrings right behind it. If you move those up a little bit, this should focus.
My bad.
No, you're good.
Oh, my bad. How's that?
There we go. Oh, so you're doing some wire wraps on the bicones.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to attach these guys together. I'm going to make.
I sometimes share a bead box.
I'm going to make
like. What do you say?
Oh, I'm going to make a chandelier earring.
I'm so glad you're using those chandelier connectors.
Heck yeah, they're beautiful. I saw somebody on your group make earrings out of them, and but they were fantastic.
So when Rachel and I like sometimes end up sharing a bead box, because we'll like start with one and we're like, okay, if we're willing to take another one, we'll maybe take another one. I think for the March box we ended up mostly sharing one, and so it makes it fun to see like, all right, what's still available to use, because I don't actually have every single bead because Rachel's already been making some beautiful designs with the box, and then it's fun. It's always a little mystery.
Is everybody having a good time watching?
I'm sure. I'm spilling beads over here though. All right.
Uh-oh, bead faux pas.
As if I'm the only one who I'm in community. Folks watching, we all spill our beads on the ground every day. And we just have to laugh about it.
Yep, you're not a veteran beader unless you dump out beads at least once a day, a couple times a week. I do it all the time.
I think I'm using some of the 8-0s. We like to make seed bead palettes to go with it to match the box. So this is one of the beads from the seed bead palette, where these crystal with a copper lined 8-0s from Toho.
Oh, I love
those. They're just nice to have around. Just like I like endless spacer options.
Oh, sure. I used seed beads as a spacer bead on some of my bracelets. Actually, I did that today. Where did I put it? I don't remember, but I did it. They're great. Like what am I thinking about? What size is that? I'm using the I can't ever say this word.
Preciosa.
Yeah. You.
It's people always joke it's like Hermione and Harry Potter. It's not Preciosa, it's Preciosa.
Yes, I always want to go Precocia, precious. I don't know, whatever. Fresh with an O at the end.
Like that one. You guys, the Czech ones. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the thing with the stuff that's the seed bead shape, and it has nice colors.
I just grabbed a bit of some flat mesh. I think I actually might have grabbed flat mesh that we made with Nile to go with our January box.
Nice.
But it matches.
Your holding, that's beautiful. I like your wood thing on the table. That's fancy. That's nice.
I think it was $1.50.
Really? You got some nice stuff there. That's cool.
I like to shop for that bargain, Andrea.
That's nice. Yeah, you have to tell me later where you got. That's pretty dope. Because I
tell folks I get almost all my tray sort of things at Daiso, Japan, which is not really. It doesn't have that many locations in the States, I've gathered. We happen to have a few in the Bay Area, but they have a website. The thing is, everything comes in 10 packs on the website, so you'd have to get 10 of these. What happened over there?
I slept with my pliers. Ow.
Are you okay?
No, I was looking. No, I'm fine.
So
Okay.
if folks didn't catch this class with Nile, he showed this really great technique where you can take the flat mesh. This is a knitted 32 gauge wire he makes. And you can actually basically have it decorate your beads. This is the one we did in, got a tangled mess here. Here we go. This is one we did in February.
Oh, that's really pretty.
And so I'm trying to adapt that idea here. I thought it'd be really nice to accent pre-knit. I like to take the fanciest bead and accent that one to kind of make it stand out a bit here.
Beautiful. I love his products. They're so beautiful.
Have you seen we do every month we try to do some custom stuff with him because he's willing to make stuff that matches the box perfectly.
Oh, nice.
So we end up with these really cool color combinations, mostly in his flat mesh and his pipe chain. And it's super fun to have around. The company's called Silver Silk, but if you want the custom Silver Silk, that you can actually just find on our website. You search Silver Silk, or there's a tab for it on the website or the app. You can find, we have like tons of different months in stock of our custom Silver Silk items. So I believe the one I'm using here is the antique bronze that we did for the January box. We also made a antique copper version that hopefully is still in stock in case you want to do the full copper match here. How are your earrings going over there, Andrea?
Oh, they're great. I have one finished so far. I just love these components. They're so beautiful.
Ooh, you attach multiple of the Greek components together.
Yeah, I just love how you can make a necklace attachment from this or an earring. Like there's so much flexibility with the different findings in the box.
This was a fun month. We got to put kind of some extra findings than we usually get to do. A couple from Tier Cast is our go-to, but we lucked out with some of these Greek findings this month.
Oh, they're beautiful findings too. I love the patina on them. It's beautiful.
So folks really liked them. So we ended up getting like some other shapes and whatnot in the shop. So if you're a fan of those sorts of components, definitely check out what we have in the shop. I think you'll find some goodies that you might like. To finish here, what I'm doing is I'm going to cut. You actually want to fold over your flat mesh as best you can. So you kind of have two layers essentially on either end where you're starting and ending your flat mesh. Kind of gives a nice finished look. So I just folded that extra section over and make sure your memory wire is going through both. This is the trickiest part. A little bit of fumbling required. All right, come on, flat mesh. There we go. It's hard to get the tension just right. Okay. And then it should hold itself pretty nicely. Oh, I suppose the easier way I could have done that is I could have cut it after I folded it over, because I'm not going to do that anyway.
That's the nice part about beading is experimenting and trial and error and discovering how something works. And then,
oh yeah. I like that there's also 17 ways to do the same thing.
yes.
Like, and so it's nice. So you have options. You're like, oh, that doesn't really work for me. Let me try something else.
Yes. Yeah, I love Silver Silk too. It's so nice. You can do a lot of things with Silver Silk products. I've made a really nice necklace with it with some large hole beads that just slid directly over the Silver Silk. I used
wow.
And I made a really nice, like chunky neutral tone color necklace. It was really nice with some wood beads and some moonstone, and it was a lot of fun.
I was just, Neely's so good about putting out ideas too of like how to use the Silver Silk. So it's just like, I feel there's so many possibilities. I saw someone, they took the boat medallion from this box.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you have it over there. I don't have one next to me. And they took the flat mesh and onto the earrings, had the flat mesh wrapping the coin. Actually, I could kind of do it with this. Maybe I'll do that. I have a couple minutes left. And they wrapped the coin.
This one?
Yeah, and it was so beautiful.
Let me take out of the packaging. Yeah, this is a really nice bead. You know what it reminds me of is a button from a peacoat jacket. The jackets. And I thought you could do so much with these if you had a shell charm, or like TierraCast has some different shell beads charms, and they have a starfish charm. I thought you could like add starfish with this or something else and turn it into kind of like an ocean theme bracelet or earrings. Or you could, you know what? I bet you could turn this into a button. You could wire wrap on the edges, use some leather, and then have this be a button, I bet, for a multi-strand bracelet.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite pieces that we in this box. I'm going to see if I can turn in our last couple of minutes, if I can turn that coin that we put in the box into some earrings.
You know, I'm going to try that really quick. I bet you could wire wrap.
Yeah.
And turn it into.
Yeah, you could like basically add a shank to it.
Yeah, there is probably a different couple. You could go around the back and wire wrap.
No one look. I'm going to make a simple loop without without round nose pliers. No one look, okay?
Okay, we're not looking.
Thank you.
Off camera.
This is just to experiment with the flat mesh. This is not about the loop.
Okay.
The funniest loop. Oh my goodness, that's too funny.
Like, this is going to be super cheesy rendition of it, but I'm going somewhere kind of with this.
Will you show us what you're doing?
Okay, come here. There we go. Gotta get that nice and tight. All right, let's go. And then I'm going to hold on to this and wire wrap around this. Oh, that's too much. Okay, so this is like a really quick kind of cheesy way to make a button, but so you could have the top and then you could just wire wrap the back and form a loop.
That is perfect. And now it's a whole, now it's could be totally finish the anything a bracelet, necklace.
That's actually a pretty cool idea. Like, I just came up with that.
No, it works great. It totally works.
It does. You could put a jumper right there and then have leather go around it, and then boom, you got a bracelet. Dude, that's cool.
It's a really cool. I've done it maybe ages ago once. It's such a nice way to turn some of your like larger focals into a clasp.
Yeah. And it's a great way to use if you only have like one bead, or if you have a bead soup, for example, you could make an entire bracelet from bead soup beads using the larger one as a button. And then like, oh, you know what? You could do that with the bead box. You could take, if you have one or two beads left over, turn it into a bead soup bracelet. And then this could be your button. And then you have match. Oh, that's wonderful. See, you can do so many things with the bead box. There's, I mean, oh my gosh, how many products do we have right now? So you have a few, then we have 2 earrings, a bracelet, another pair of earrings. And there's plenty in here for a couple more bracelets. So you can get lots of projects from one box, which if you think about it, let's say it's a $50 box. If you can get 10 projects out of it, that is a lot for your money. That is a great value.
And you can make, I mean, folks often, they'll make a lot from the box because there's pretty good quantity, which we intentionally try to do good quantity of each bead in the box. So like it often turns into like there's some folks who will challenge themselves to use like every bead in the box, and they'll make, like Wendy Whitman did it in January. She did 17 bracelets, I think, from the box.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like if you took this apart, that's 3 bracelets right there.
Yeah, yeah, you have a very bountiful bracelet on that one.
I love multi-strand bracelets.
Andrew, we just hit the hour mark already somehow.
Well, that was fun hour. I hope everybody had a good time and learned something. If anyone has any questions, feel free to send me a message online. And it's been so much fun hanging out with everybody today. Thank you for inviting me
Of
over.
course. Do you want to flip your camera around just so we can sign off?
Sure. Hold on one second. Excuse me, everybody, while I make a bump. Okay.
We get to see your beautiful backyard again.
Here you go. Okay.
I think we all want to move in.
Yeah, okay. Settings, camera. Scroll down. I'm funny. Reading it out loud. Front. Okay, and square. Hi, everybody.
Yahoo!
That was so much fun.
Thank you so much, Andrea. It's so nice to. I love the component you taught us and giving us some bracelet inspiration, even some design on the fly inspiration. I so appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much again for having me. And it was fun to hang out with everybody and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. I hope we get to do this again in the future. If you'll come join us again.
All right. Me too. I look forward to it. And talk to you guys later.
Bye, everyone. Oh, and while we sign off, don't forget to subscribe to Sam's Beadbox at samsbeadbox.com. You can use code Andrea for $5 off your first box. And then don't forget to head on over to Andrea's YouTube channel. Is it just Andria Bieber Designs?
Yeah.
And so subscribe to Andrea's YouTube channel, TikTok, and Instagram for so much lovely inspiration. Andrea's wire work is gorgeous, and I think you're going to like following her.
Yay! I'd appreciate any follows, and thanks for joining us today. It was a lot of fun.
So super fun. Bye, everyone. Bye, Andrea.